Hello happy souls, welcome back to my channel. This is Charlotte with Happy Souls 1111. So I've got to pick a palm reading for you today, guys. We're going to have a look at your divine feminine and masculine energies, because this is a bit of a theme for me personally at the moment. Trying to balance my masculine and feminine energies, and I thought it'd be really interesting because this has been a really tricky one for me, so I thought it'd be a really interesting thing to do a reading about, to see how you can, you know, keep healing and bringing yourself into alignment by looking at your own divine feminine and masculine energies and what blockages or problems they're causing you. But before I begin, if you don't want to listen to me chat, you can find the timestamps for each pile in the box below. But my mediumship class starts tonight. It's my favourite class to do. It's really magical, bringing divine feminines together in that way, to connect with your spiritual council, which is an incredibly healing thing to do for yourself and others. Of course, once you're connected to your guide, you can channel for others also. So if you're interested in that, you can find information at www.happysouls1111.com. So go and check that out. There's still a few places left. I think there's 2 on class 2, which is the later class, and 3 on class 1, which actually starts in about 30 minutes. So all the classes are recorded though, so if you missed the first one, don't worry too much. Right, let's do this. Pile 1. This is a new deck I've got today, the Way of the Panda. They're really cute. So we're going to be looking at what is out of balance in your masculine and feminine energies. What blockages are there that need to be resolved? Let's have a look, see what we're getting for you, pile 1. Right, so we're going to look at, and this is your energies, okay? So even though I'm referring to masculine energies, I'm not talking about your divine masculine. I'm talking about the masculine energies within you and what problems or blockages they're creating in your connection. How can you move forward and resolve these for your highest good? So, feminine energies on the left. So we've got 10 of Cups reversed, Ace of Wands reversed. These have been shuffled, Strength reversed. Let's see what we've got for the masculine. The Tower. 6 of Wands. And the Chariot in reverse. Okay, this is a really interesting one. So, I feel like you feel very vulnerable in your feminine energy. I feel like you probably always wanted to be the happy housewife, but that's not how things have panned out for you. You've probably had to adopt a very masculine role, and you feel that femininity makes you vulnerable, that you're not strong as a woman, that all of this alpha masculine energy empowers you. And I feel like there's probably some kind of sexual trauma in your past as well, which has made you feel vulnerable as a woman. So it's almost like you've probably, but not. I'm guessing that you've had to step into the masculine role. So, you know, as a provider, for example, you may be a single parent family, you may be very independent, taking care of yourself. But with the Ace of Wands in reverse, you know, this is blocking your connection to spirit. This idea that your divine feminine power somehow makes you weak, that it doesn't make you, you know, strong, and that you're leaning towards masculine energy for this. And we've got the Tower here, and I feel like, you know, this is a double-edged sword, because you're tired. It's like you've had all this drive, all this power to move you forward, but you're tired. And I'm picking up a lot of anger as well, and aggression behind this masculine energy. So all of these kind of very masculine behavioral traits, anger, aggression, forcefulness, that really don't serve you. And there's a lot of ego there as well, which comes from your masculine energy, the desire to win, at all costs, a really strong competitive streak. But I do feel like that drive has been waning, that you're tired, that you're, that there's something in you that wants to put this 10 of Cups upright, to step into a feminine role, but it feels really impossible. So you're not defined by your role. Your energy is, feminine, regardless of what role you take on. But I guess when we take on these roles, we nurture those, energies to support that role. And that's what's happened here. And I feel like you've been doing this for so long that you've just fallen out of balance with your feminine energy. As I said, there's a lot of shame and vulnerability connected with your femininity. And I'm picking up some bitterness as well, some loss. Perhaps you had intended to be the happy housewife or have that kind of happy traditional family dynamic, but for some reason it's eluded you. So let's see what you need to do to resolve this. How can you move forward for your highest good? Because these energies have to be brought back into balance if you are to heal, and it certainly doesn't serve you to be feeling dismissive or afraid of your feminine energy. If you're going to step into your divine feminine power, you really need to work this out. So let's see what we're getting for you moving forward. So we've got the Hierophant in reverse, the Fool in reverse. Wow. The Six of Swords in reverse. And the 10 of Swords in reverse. There's a lot of blocks with you. I feel like you are very, very resistant. And again, this is masculine ego energy. It's the ego that says, I'm fine. I'm winning at life. I don't need a man. I don't need, to be this flowery, feminine person. There's a huge resistance here. And as I said, you need to understand this isn't about adjusting your role. If by default you're a single parent or provider or, taking care of yourself, that has to continue. But you can still balance the energy within you. And I'm seeing that I feel that you're not healed and that you haven't made that transition towards healing. I feel like you're rejecting that concept at the moment. There's a lot of anger, resentment and bitterness here. You may have only recently found your way to this journey. And so far, you may have accepted the twin flame concept, but you've not made that full leap. And when I say full leap, I mean you're not really stepping into the journey and, developing yourself, working on yourself, coming into union with yourself. That's what this journey is about. So there really is a tremendous amount of blocked energy for you here. The Hierophant in this deck is really quite beautiful. We see this very studious panda, and we've got the rainbow here and the light on the other side, or you could actually argue this is cloud. But he is learning and listening. And with this in reverse, I really feel like that this is what you need to do. You need to let go of this idea that this journey is silly and all of these things that you're being guided to do are silly and you don't need to do them because you're healed and you're great and you're victorious and you feel really confident and good about yourself. This is what we call cognitive dissonance. This is your false ego saying, I'm fine, I'm good, I don't need to change. But you are out of balance. And you're being asked to take that leap of faith, which you're so far resisting. We've also got the Six of Swords here in reverse, which is about transition towards healing. You're resisting all of this. There are knives in your back that need to be healed. You've been betrayed. You've been walked upon. You've been stepped on. You've been let down. We've got two 10s in reverse here. So I'm guessing this was a very messy ending to your relationship. And you're ready to let go of that pain, but you do have to confront it. And I'm guided to say it's just like tearing off a band-aid. You mustn't fear it. It doesn't mean you're weak. Real strength is in your feminine energy and your compassionate heart. This is called strength. And you see this very gentle panda nurturing this little tiny mouse which sits atop his head. And this is a strength you want to step into. You know, this beautiful Ace of Wands energy, this spiritual new beginning, and this beautiful compassionate heart. The Strength card teaches us that real strength is not in the use of force or aggression. It's in our hearts. It's making decisions from a place of love, and not reacting with this very masculine, destructive, forceful energy, which is argumentative and in your face and very headstrong. And I get you've probably had to adopt that energy to survive, but you can start embodying your feminine energy without losing, you know, this beautiful strength and victory that you find presently in your masculine energy. So you need to take that leap of faith. You need to make that transition, and you need to confront your healing. I'm going to get a couple of oracle cards for you as well. Trust that you can do this. So we've got I am good enough. That's beautiful. And you are good enough. I speak highly of myself. So, you know, there's definitely some underlying self-worth issues here. And I feel you're a very strong person. But on the inside, you know, there's this inner turmoil that you're too stubborn to confront, because you don't want to be that girl that has these, you know, inner wounds, that has these hang-ups about herself. And I think you probably appear very, very confident and project a very confident personality. But, you know, we all have fear. We're all born with self-love deficit and hang-ups about who we are. And you've got to stop the negative self-talk. You've got to be really aware of how you speak to yourself when you look in the mirror. And you've got to trust that you are good enough in your femininity. This reduces down to number 3, which is, you know, Empress energy, divine feminine energy. You're good enough as a woman. You don't need to have this powerful masculine energy that's so out of balance at the moment. But what's really interesting is this one's a number 4, and it says, I speak highly of myself, which is that number 4 is the Emperor, is masculine energy. And I feel like, you know, there's a real contradiction here, because the masculine, that ego in us, says, yeah, I'm good enough. You know, I can speak highly of myself. I can blow my own trumpet. But you have to remember that we speak highly of ourselves to impress upon others who we are, so that we can get their approval. That's why we speak highly of ourselves. To blow our own trumpet is really to seek approval. So, you know, this is about the feminine energy talks highly of herself, but she speaks to herself. She doesn't need anybody else's approval. She doesn't reside in ego that way. So you really need to address how you know, have a conversation with yourself, rather than how people are responding to what you're saying about yourself. That's much more important. Let's get one more. I'm ready. And this is also number 3. And look, isn't that interesting? She says she's ready, but she's covering her face. Okay? And it's like you want to do this, but you're afraid. And like I said, it's like tearing off a Band-Aid. You don't need to worry. When you dig this stuff out, it's only going to sting for a moment, and then you're going to heal, and you're going to feel lighter and better. All of this repressed emotion, anger, frustration, bitterness and resentment that's been bubbling up inside of you for years and years. It's time to let it go. You are ready, even if you think you're not. Yeah, you might be ignoring what needs to be done. This healing work, this transition towards this, you know, being the best version of yourself, but you're ready. Observation, expand your consciousness by observing the divine matrix of life. So I really feel like meditation and mindfulness is going to be a really powerful way to open up to your higher self, your true self, you know, to observe life and yourself, your own, you know, the truth of who you are from this higher perspective is going to be really powerful for you. And we've got abundance. When your heart's intention is to serve humanity, doors of abundance naturally open. And this is a powerful divine feminine message, okay? Because this is what we were talking about with strength. When your heart's intention is in the right place, abundance naturally opens. You don't need all of this aggressive masculine drive to be victorious and abundant. This has served you so far, but you've got to trust that there is another way, that you can be, a powerful feminine force. Divine feminine power is very powerful because it's still and balanced and calm and not as trapped in ego, and it's ego that resides in fear. So the last one for you is your animals in spirit are showering you with their love. So that's really beautiful. Perhaps you've lost a pet recently, or you have a beloved pet that's in spirit, but they're with you. And you probably do sense their presence for that one to come out. That's really quite lovely. So pile one, I really hope that was helpful. Please do like, share and subscribe. Do comment down below and let me know if that was helpful. It's always lovely to hear back from you and to hear your comments. And again, if you would like to join my Facebook group, Meet Other Divine Feminines, remember we're stronger united. If you haven't watched my last video about Rise, Sister Rise, how uniting the collective paves the way for union energies, go and check that out. The links are in the description box below. Okay, pile two. Let's have a look at your masculine and feminine energies. What's out of balance with you? What's blocking you from moving forward on this journey in life? How can you find more peace? By balancing out your masculine and feminine energy. Let's have a look. So we've got the Sun. We've got the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. And we've got the World. We've got the Three of Swords. The Eight of Wands. And the Ace of Pentacles. Do you know, I don't think you're actually that out of balance. I feel like you're actually fairly balanced when it comes to your masculine, feminine energies, but you need to allow your intuition to fully come through. I feel like you're probably pretty far into surrender or on your way there on this twin journey. You've stepped into joy, you've stepped into a much more peaceful place, and you're embracing every opportunity this world has to offer you right now. But I do feel that you're trying to plan too hard. There's a desperate need to know and to plan, what's coming next. And you're being asked to really step into that divine feminine power of intuition. Trust the knowing inside of you that you don't need to know all the details, that you just need to listen to your higher self and take each day at a time and trust that that's going to be okay. In the masculine side, we have got some unhealed wounds here with the Three of Swords. But as I said, I do feel like your energies are actually fairly balanced. And it's, the masculine energies that is perhaps blocking your healing somewhat. And this is about holding on to some past grievance that you're too stubborn to let go of. You're being quite stubborn about this. I'm hearing that you're really digging your heels in. But once you release that, there can be rapid change. And you need to, where masculine energy helps us is in, really driving things forward when we need to. That quite powerful, forceful, driven energy. It's about embracing a brand new start. But I feel like you're actually fairly imbalanced. There's still some chaser energy here. So even though you're more into that surrender mode, and I feel that you are genuinely quite peaceful and you found quite a peaceful place at the moment, that chaser energy, that needy chasing after your masculine, I think you convince yourself that it's not chasing. Well, I'm just being friendly. I've not spoken to him. I just want to make sure he's okay. I'm just checking in. You need to heal that. You need to back away and embrace solitude, embrace this journey for yourself, which in itself is very masculine energy. Men are generally much more independent than women. You know, for women, our natural instinct is to have a provider and a protector. But when our masculine, feminine energies are in balance, you know, you can really be that provider and protector for yourself. But you do need to grasp that and accept it. And, you know, I'm hearing embrace that calling. Grasp it with both hands. There are opportunities being presented to you that you're not acknowledging through the pain that resides in your ego. So this is ego healing. It's about the crumbling, the destruction of the ego, and there being some energy that's still holding you back in that respect from healing on that masculine side. And you know, this again, it's a grievance of some kind of betrayal perhaps that, you know, you're just not let go of energetically, because in your mind, your ego's saying, well, I'm right, they're wrong, I deserve an apology. You know, forgiveness is a gift to yourself as much as it is to the other person. It doesn't serve you to hold on to it. So you need to embrace the fire, this fiery kind of new start, but slow down on the chasing. You know, chasing is masculine energy. Divine feminine energy is still. And I feel like you're not great at sitting still, at just waiting and being patient and still and trusting in your own intuition. There's a desperate need to know what's coming next. And, you know, this is coming from the unhealed part of your masculine self. So you really need to address that. Let's see what else you can do to move forward for your highest good. So we've got the Tower here, the Nine of Wands in reverse, the Two of Pentacles. Get one more. Pardon my barking dog. Right. So in terms of how you need to move forward, the Tower indicates you've got to let go. You know, in order to move forward, there always has to be a sacrifice. And I feel like you've been perhaps resisting that Tower moment. You've not wanted to give in and allow this breaking down of whatever it is you need to let go of. But, you know, the Two of Pentacles and Temperance, you know, reassures you that to find that new balance and harmony, you need to let go. And this is a progression from that Eight of Wands energy. So in some part, it's letting go of the chase. But there's something which you need to let go of in your life. It's something big that you need to allow it to crumble. And again, it's this masculine energy that's been stopping you from giving up. There's too much pride. You don't want to give up. You don't want to let go. But when you do, you know, there's balance and harmony. This perfect mix. You know, rebalancing, evening things out again, leveling the playing field is what I'm hearing. Let's get some oracle cards. So we've got, I'm fearless, I'm unbreakable, and I'm perceptive. That's a number 6, a number 5, and a number 7. That's really interesting. So number 6 is the number of unconditional love, but I'm really picking up a lot of devil energy that you're being asked to release, which is fear-based love, codependent attachment. This ties in with this chaser energy. You're afraid of love. But you need to remember that you're unbreakable. Okay? No amount of pain is going to break you, because you have this inner joy and strength and access to this. But you need to release fear. And that I'm really picking up a strong undercurrent of codependency here. As I said, this resonates with the chaser energy. There's something you have to let go of, though, that's separate to this as well. Something in your life that's been holding you back, that you're holding on to as a matter of pride. And I'm perceptive is about using your intuition. And of course, 7 is the number of the divine. So this is about really embracing your intuitive knowing, embracing your spiritual self, releasing fear of love, and trusting that, even when you've been broken. See this lady, she's got an amputated leg, she's got a robotic leg. You can always rebuild and improve and heal. 5 is the number of change, and actually it makes you stronger. You can always fix any damage that's been done, but you've got to face your fears first and trust that you have the stamina and strength to withstand these changes that need to happen. But you really need to connect with your divine feminine intuition, because this is definitely holding you back now. Blue flame. Connect to the blue flame, which is the light of pure love within you. That's a beautiful message. Oh wow, and we've got blue star as well. Follow the light of your inner compass, the blue star. It will lead you to the truth that resides within your soul. So this is asking you to go inward. And of course, blue is the colour of the throat chakra, which is about truth and authenticity and being able to express yourself truthfully and authentically and honestly, but also about that self-realization, about identifying the power and strength within you. And this is what it's asking you to do. The light of pure love is within you, and the truth is within you. But you've got to let go of these other things in your life that aren't serving you. Embrace this new beginning. If you're going to find that balance and peace, it's really powerful. The signs you are receiving are messages from your angels. So that's a beautiful message to leave you with. Pay attention, trust, because, oh, hello, Claude. It's not very convenient right now. So there's a sign for you, a black cat. The signs you're receiving are messages from your angels. So if a black cat means anything to you, Claude decided to jump in then and share that with you. But as I said, it's not that your masculine energies are too out of balance. I feel like this is about coming into balance and wholeness with self and understanding how to harness the power of each of these energies so that you can make these changes and move forward, because a beautiful new beginning awaits you. And again, we've got, that progression from the Ace of Pentacles to the 2. And the 2 of Pentacles is a very twinny, connected, coupley card for me as well. So, there's a good chance that this is really going to help you balance the union energies that you're moving towards whilst you're in surrender as well. So I really hope that helped part 2. Please like, share and subscribe. If you subscribe, hit the little bell so that you get updates. Check us out on Facebook. Come and join us over there. Meet all the other Divine Feminines. You can also check us out on Instagram at happysouls1111. And you can book classes with me or private readings with me at www.happysouls1111.com. Oh, part 3. Let's have a look at what's out of balance in your own masculine and feminine energies. What's out of balance there? What's blocking you? How can you move forward for your highest good by addressing these imbalances? We've got the Knight of Pentacles reversed for your feminine energy. That actually came up for part 2 as well. The 3 of Pentacles reversed for feminine energy. And the 3 of Swords reversed for feminine. Let's look at your masculine. King of Cups reversed. 6 of Cups reversed. and the Six of Wands reverse. And I did shuffle these, I riffle shuffled as well. So yeah, not all of these are upside down. So there's a lot of blocked energies on both sides of the fence for you here, pile 3. I feel like you're really stuck at the moment. It's not just your masculine, feminine energies that are out of whack. It's you, and we've got 2 3s and 2 6s. Both numbers that, you know, add up to 6 or divide equally to create 3. And a court card at the front. So in your feminine energy, I feel like you're you just don't know how to move forward. And I'd say it's actually your feminine energy that's the most out of balance, because you're too deep in this dependency type mode. You want someone else to come along and fix things and to support you and to help you work things out. I feel like you're in a lot of pain at the moment. There's a tremendous amount of pain, and you're waiting for that knight in shining armor to rescue you. So, you know, you're at that polar opposite extreme of healthy feminine energy, where you're needy and dependent, and you just don't know how to bring yourself back into alignment, or how to heal and repair the wounds within you. It's like you just want that support. You want someone to come along and wave a magic wand. You don't know where to go with it. You're in a lot of pain, and that in itself is warping your perspective. Your masculine energies are out of whack as well, though, because whilst I feel like we've got this King of Cups energy, which is, you know, really powerful, controlling Scorpio energy, it's in reverse. And in reverse, this indicates being a bit of a martyr. And I feel like you begrudgingly take care of yourself. And again, much like with the feminine energy, you know, you move to the extreme of that, where you're, you know, it's just completely out of balance. This is being drained emotionally, being, you know, I'm seeing a lot of emotional outbursts here, and inability to contain anger, perhaps being too controlling. And it doesn't feel natural to you, masculine energy. With the Six of Cups showing up here, you know, chances are this is out of whack with your soul's history as well. I've got a Six of Wands. So, you know, it's the masculine in you that's blocking love, that is resistant to love, that is probably resistant to your counterpart as well at the moment to a degree. And this sounds contradictory, because I feel like you are in this runner-chaser dynamic. You're in a lot of pain. You want them to come and rescue you. But on the same token, you're not actually open to love, and perhaps you don't realise this. You know, I don't think you do. I think you're definitely in this chaser, giving too much energy, but you're doing that in order to control and manipulate. You're using emotions and giving to control and manipulate, and you've probably not found any success in doing so. But this is blocking love from flowing back to you, because you're in the, you know, this is the controlling ego energy that's getting involved here. And I think, you know, there's a lot of hands in both of these cards. You know, it's about giving. One is about giving of emotion, and these cups are overflowing. All of the cups are overflowing. This King of Cups is as well. And the other one is about giving and receiving of light. And it's all out of balance. You know, masculine energy is supposed to be giving, but it comes from a place of wanting to protect and provide rather than to manipulate. Because your giving is based on this chasing, needy energy, you know, it's just out of balance. You know, feminine energy is receptive, it receives, but you've got this opposite extreme here, where you only want to receive. You don't want to really take care of yourself. So you're using this controlling masculine energy to try and have those needs met. But in doing so, you're over-giving, you're being overbearing, over-controlling, over-manipulative. So you really need to bring this back into balance, because, you can take care of yourself. And when you surrender and you find yourself in this place of stillness, you can still be in your divine feminine power without needing a man to take care of you. And when you reverse these energies, when we unblock all of these cards, this is beautiful. This is beautifully balanced masculine and feminine energy. When we've unblocked all of this, we've got the Knight of Pentacles, which is actually represented by a woman here. And she knows what she wants. But, there's a real gentle feminine energy about this, careful planning and moving forward, of this teamwork, of calling on, again, you can see this group of women down here gathering, and, an angel here, calling on your divine feminine soul tribe, and, of taking that journey of healing independently. Remember, 3 is very feminine energy. It's the number of the Empress. 6 is the number of unconditional love, and the King of Cups upright, it's beautiful masculine energy. This is controlled emotion. This is emotion that's not overwhelming, and equal reciprocation, giving for the sake of giving, and protecting, not because you demand or expect something in return. With this 6 of Wands and 6 of Cups, this is about receiving and being in balance with it all. So let's see what you need to do to move forward. Wow, we've got the Empress reversed, the 2 of Swords reversed. Wow, so many blocked energies for you. So there's a lot of inner conflict. There's a lot of inner conflict here. Wow, the first card out upright. I'm going to get one more. And the 10 of Swords. Okay. So with the Empress being in reverse and the 2 of Swords, this is the inner conflict. And I feel like I'm just getting so much confusion with you. Like, you're probably agreeing and nodding your head with what I'm saying, but you're kind of also thinking, well, I don't know how to balance my masculine and feminine energies. And, the guidance is to surrender to your divine feminine power. Trust that is enough. This is also a number 3. Okay. So, and this is a number 3 year. Yeah, 2019 reduces to number 3. It's an Empress divine feminine year. This is your year. This is the time to resolve that inner conflict and to make a decision and to be really decisive. And you're being called to release emotion and to be really articulate and intellectual in your approach to how you deal with this. We've got the Queen of Swords and the 10 of Swords, which is about healing. And of course, you've got this pull. Underneath all these swords, you've got this pull with all these shells, which are very feminine symbols. But you're being asked to really think very hard about this, to separate your emotion and embrace change, to apply yourself intellectually to this journey and to understand what's required of you to move forward. Because I feel like you've been so caught up in your own pain, your own emotion, your own need to be rescued, this overgiving, this chasing, that you've actually disempowered yourself. So, both energies very much out of balance. I think that you swing dramatically between one and the other. So you need to study first. Study what's going to heal you. Mindfulness, meditation. There's a ton of links and featured channels on my page. But you need to understand what's required of you to fully embody your power and to bring this back into balance. And you need to do this with your head and not with your heart. It's about releasing emotion. I am sacred, number 11. Understanding as well your divine feminine power. This has come up over the Empress. Your sacred feminine energy. You don't have to abandon that. I'm open to receive, number 6. So again, we've got this give and take energy over here. I'm not saying that you shouldn't, be giving anyone anything. But as I said, feminine energy is receptive, and you need to stand still allow yourself to receive rather than chasing what you want and using, you know, emotional control to get what you want. I am a dreamer, which reduces to number 8. You know, you're being asked to connect more in the 5D so that you can relax yourself and also connect with this higher knowing and this beautiful astral 5D dream state that's gonna, you know, detach you from the pain of this current reality and provide masses of healing and understanding for your journey. You know, this is about really tapping in to the higher self. To be a free spirit is to float without walls, to fly without judgment, and to love without conditions. So you're really being called to set yourself and others free. And others is really important. You know, it's no one else's job to make you feel happy and loved. It's an inside job. So you need to give it to yourself, and you need to release yourself from that obligation in others. And for others, you know, it's not your job to give it to anyone else either. Magnificence, you're amazing, magnificent and unique, but most importantly, you're enough. And I feel like you really needed to heal that path 3. There's a lot of self-worth issues with you, and you're ready to heal this. You're ready to heal this about yourself. I know you're very confused right now about this journey, but just a little bit of time spent studying, because you've got a really sharp mind and you've just been so wrapped up in your own emotion that you spend your time dwelling on what's happening rather than on thinking about how to get yourself, you know, back into balance, back into a good place. Let's get an angel wish for you as well. You need to put the music back into your life. So if you are a musician, pick up the instruments or go out, dance, let your hair down, listen to music. You know, this is obviously something that's very powerfully healing for you. And it's a really mindful activity as well. If you can play instruments, or dancing especially, is a beautiful and very feminine release. So I really hope that was helpful, path 3. It was a bit of a brutal reading, lots of hard truths there. And please do like, share, subscribe, comment down below, let me know what you thought. If you'd like a private reading from me, take any of my classes, join us on Facebook. You can find links for all of that in the description box below. You can find me at happysouls1111.com. Look forward to seeing you again soon. Okay, part 4. What's out of balance with your masculine and feminine energies? What's happening here for you? Now, I don't read with reversals with this deck, so if they are reversed, I'm going to turn them upright. So feminine energy, we've got the Devil, the 6 of Pentacles, and the Moon. For masculine energy, we've got the 5 of Swords, the 6 of Wands, wow, and the Empress. I'm just going to get a clarifier for that. Why is this in the masculine? Okay. So for the feminine, you know, I feel like you're more in your feminine than you are your masculine energy. But much like path 3, there's a powerful codependence, self-love deficit. You know, this is conditional love, fear, bondage, unhealthy attachment. There's a fear of the unknown and not trusting your intuition. You know, I'm getting that you actually feel delusional, that you may have never encountered a connection like this that makes you feel so desperate and needy, and I feel like it's driving you to distraction. And you're not sure how to conduct yourself in this connection. You know, and I feel like you've just lost your footing. But you're more in your feminine energy than not. You know, we've even got the Empress coming over on the masculine side. And I pulled a clarifier for this because I thought it was quite unusual for the Empress to appear here. But what I'm hearing is that you need to embrace this fiery, powerful, banterous, fun, passionate energy that you did have before you arrived at this connection. So I feel like you were probably quite a punchy, headstrong girl who didn't really get messed around too much by guys until you came into this connection. But, you know, you're very conflicted now. I think you probably feel a bit mad and crazy about it all. And, you know, that masculine in you, because you felt so vulnerable, has reared its ugly head, and there may have been some really bitter arguments and some ego surrounding that and wanting to win. You know, like, you know, you're not going to play me. Yeah, I'll play you first. And this, you know, player energy, which is at odds with, you know, the Empress within you. Because energy doesn't lie. So, you know, you can pretend to be a player, you can pretend to play the game, but this is coming from a place of fear and attachment, an unhealthy attachment. It's not a real true victory, because really, well, it's not worked, has it? You know, your twin counterpart is going to know that, you know, that's not the real energy behind what you're projecting. See how you need to move forward with that. Knight of Cups, Ace of Swords, another Five of Pentacles. We can get one more. The King of Pentacles. So, you know, I feel like you need to let your guard down a bit. I feel like your masculine energy has caused you to be more ruthless and cold and callous than you would normally be. And that you may have tried to smooth over with that with this very playful, flirty, passionate energy. But you need to reconnect with your emotions and allow yourself to be vulnerable. I'd say it's a good time to speak your truth, actually. And only do this if it feels right and you feel calm and peaceful about doing it. But sometimes the best way to resolve or end a conflict is to completely release our pride and say, do you know what? I really care about you and I don't want to fight anymore. I don't care who's right or wrong. I have big feelings for you. And when you're ready to have a conversation about it, I'm here. And trust. This is about making an emotional offer. You know, about coming forward with some kind of peace offering or olive branch, and definitely about speaking your truth and embracing that truth. And that's a big stage in the journey, by the way, in the twin journey. Speaking your truth is actually really important. But there is a fear of rejection here, and you need to carry that. You need to hold it. Look, this is what this guy's doing with the Five of Pentacles here. He is literally taking that weight. He looks pretty pissed off about it. It's not an easy task. But he's being bold and brave, and he's taking those steps forward towards what needs to happen. And the King of Pentacles is so grounded. You know, he has the whole world in his hands, and he is abundant. And so you've got to trust that this is what's going to bring you back into alignment, into this stable, calm, grounded energy that you need to be in. It's about being honest and behaving with emotional integrity and maturity, and being truthful and real, rather than fighting to win the game, you know, rather than fighting to get one up, to be victorious, to not be played. And you might be dealing with very strong player energy in your twin, which is really hard. But when you play the game, you're perpetuating the game. You know, you've got to give them nothing to push back against. You know, when you're completely vulnerable and open and honest, that completely disarms a player. They may run temporarily, but, you know, they're going to realise that you're being real and honest now, and there's no point in playing you because you're not going to react in this emotional, codependent, you know, game way. Let's get some of these oracle cards first. I'm lovable. number 6. And you are lovable. I know you may not feel it right now. I'm picking up there's a lot of issues surrounding body image here as well. I am connected, so trust in your divine connection. And this is a very twinny card. And it's number 8, the number of infinity. You know, you are connected to spirit. And this is where you're going to find a lot of peace, a lot of healing. But first you need to... I am wild and free. You need to balance. And I'm thinking, you know, she's upside down in this card. You need to look at this from a fresh perspective and stop seeing it through the eyes of fear and rejection, codependence, unhealthy attachment, as I said, conflict and the desire for victory, the desire to win. You need to be much more light-hearted and real and open and authentic, and to take the time to observe this different perspective. Light. It's time to reveal your radiant light to the world. Creation. Being creative is a wonderful way of witnessing the unfolding of your limitless creative soul. And of course, feminine energy is deeply creative. So if there's some hobbies that you can get back into that you've neglected that help you get that flow state and tune out of all of this stuff that's going in your head, that's really going to help you find some balance within you. Wisdom. See your adversaries as opportunities to expand your spiritual light. So if we're talking about game playing, you know, don't see this as an opportunity to win. See it as an opportunity to grow. Yeah, so I know this person may be really challenging you and driving you crazy, and you've been taught that you have to play that game back. You know, this is the kind of energy where, well, he's not called me for 3 days, so I'm not going to call him for 6. You know, it's that kind of game playing that really doesn't serve you. This is an opportunity to grow, not to win, not to play the game. Final message from the angels. If it doesn't feel right, then the answer is no. You need to learn how to say no rather than fighting back. You know, I feel like the energy I'm picking up on this is the sort of person that might blow you out, stand you up, and you argue and fight them about it rather than be silent and still and mature. Yeah, you'll punish them back by, you know, being ignorant, not taking their calls, avoiding them, and, you know, not being mature about it. And it's time to let that energy go. It doesn't serve you. You need to bring this masculine and feminine energy back into balance. And that means understanding that, you know, feminine energy doesn't fight to win. It's receptive and nurturing and calm. So I really hope that helped, Powerful. Please like, share and subscribe. It's always lovely to hear from you in the comments also. And if you would like a private reading with me, you can find me at happysouls1111.com. Very excited to see you next time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Lots of love and see you soon.